next couple of days. So cheers to you both. Always a good day to celebrate. Another day of breathing, enjoying the sunshine, as Frankie was mentioning, and this great spring energy. So I've already muted everyone. I'm going to come to your mat. Keep your strap close by. And let's have a seat. Root your hips down. And lengthen your spine. Take a few moments there as you root your hips to elongate, right, and root from the base, this very loving base that you've set up for yourself. To root down into the ground, and as you lengthen your spine, one time, bring your shoulders forward, pull them up, press them back, and allow them to slide down. And take a few moments to settle right into this space. Perhaps with the thought of gratitude that you've carved out time in your day, space out of your home, to drop inside. Your mat is your personal experiment, like your lab for you to explore, to experiment, how you move, how you think, how you feel, how we can harness this past winter, the winter providing an opportunity for us to truly almost drop into transmutation, the way that seeds grow in the dark. There were so many seeds planted this winter. It's a very special winter. Start to breathe a little more fully. Let your belly relax completely so it can receive the air. And as you fill your lungs, your belly will expand, draw the air not only deep, but also wide into your ribs. And let the width grow into height. Remember, air, oxygen, is the more literal form of prana, energy. And the more subtle form of prana is the life force that is also attached to the way you breathe, the way you arrange your body, how you enliven yourself. The earth is ready to explode with aliveness. Add the Ujjayi sound. And let the sound be like a current that expresses your willingness, your curiosity of how you can come, to greater degrees of aliveness. That's a strong vibration. And the vibration is the equal intensity on the inhale as well as the exhale. You could think of that vibration. There's so much that happens inside our body that is very much like the nature that we observe outside. That sound and that current movement of your air, the vibration is very much like the wind that blows outside. It ruffles things up, it wakes things up, it helps things to shift, helps trees and plants to grab better roots into the ground. The next time you breathe in, hold your breath in and stretch your spine up. So now you've harnessed that current and trapped it inside. Want to feel it. It has an intelligence to it. Feel it fully. Keep stretching up and hold in stillness. Feel as much of the movement and churning as you possibly can. That's you cultivating a stronger witness. And when you need to let go, relax and let go of your breath. And then let your body breathe its own rhythm, a couple of rounds in between. And this time we'll add one more internal kumbhak, but we'll add upward mountain. Reach your fingers to the side and touch the floor lightly. Now 2 rounds of breath first. As you inhale, open your arms wide to the side, fill your lungs up. Let your palms touch overhead if that feels okay. You can soften your elbows to let that happen. And then as you exhale, let your arms come back down and empty your lungs. Do the full breath one more time. So with the arms reaching overhead, it's going to help to give you that sense of more elongation, more upward reaching. And then as you exhale, the emptying, stay long through your spine. Now this third time, if it works for you, hold your breath in. So the internal kumbhaka again, open arms wide, stretch out and up. Be sure you fill yourself up completely. Hold your arms overhead, palms pressed together if that feels okay, and your shoulders. Hold, stretch up through the crown of your head, stretch up through your fingertips. Pull your pelvic floor in and up. Generate a very strong current inside. And the more that the energy starts to move and you'll feel swirling and shifting, something's going to happen inside. Watch it for as long as you can. Hold on to your pelvic floor lock a little more. As the energy builds, hold on for as long as you can, and then keep lifting pelvic floor as strongly as you can, and it gets stronger and it lifts higher, and you watch the storm and the stirring, and when you need to let go, relax your pelvic floor, let your arms float down at your sides, and let it wash over you. Be very soft. And there's an intelligence to prana, both the oxygen that you literally breathe and the aliveness that's attached to that oxygen. Now lean back onto your hands and take your feet out in front. Separate your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees roll side to side. And just releasing your hips here as your knees roll. Stay with the Ujjayi sound now. So reconnect to the a more deliberate rhythm of breath. And the next time your knees are on the right, stay there on the right side. So you'll be on your right hip, lower onto your right elbow in a side lying kind of knee pump. Reach back and catch hold of your left ankle. And then as you exhale, draw your knee toward your nose, rounding your spine. On the inhale, kick your toes way out back. And do that a few times. Kind of slow and deliberate at first. And feel the pumping action as it comes in, emptying, helping to empty your lungs as your leg goes out back, helping to fill you up and create more space. And the next time your toes are out back, stay there and hold, kick your toes back, bring your chest forward, and feel in a sense like this is like a blossoming. You know, it is this big opening through the whole front side from your knee all the way up to your chin. Breathe and fill that space with breath. Press the floor away. And then as you exhale, release the leg. Stretch the arm and leg really long now. So left toes reach straight out toward the opposite wall. Left arm overhead. Circle your wrists. Circle your reaching your fingers and your toes. Circle the ankle. And then press back up to seated. And sit tall. Center of your mat. Feet out in front. Hands behind. As you inhale, lift your hips up into a reverse table. And on the exhale, round your hips or land your hips and round your spine. Do this just a few times here in this Kriya. Again, opening to and then landing and rounding down. Find the greatest range of motion that you can explore right now between closing on the dive and opening on the lift. And the next time you land, stay there. Let your knees roll a few more times side to side. And in the rolling, the trail knee can press to the floor, pretty firmly. You can drive the back hip forward. That gives you a little more rotation through your hips and your spine. Then next time you're on the left, let both knees drop, lower onto your left elbow. Be sure not to sink in there into that elbow, right? Press the floor away. Reach back with your right hand, catch hold of your ankle. And again, this closing and opening, rounding and extend. Now you find a rhythm that is, first of all, interesting to you, that captures your attention, and that melds together. It's this very magical, sort of cohesive thing when you blend your breath with the physical movement in your body, and you'll know there's a sweetness, like this little hole that you can drop right into. The next time you kick your toes back behind you, stay there and hold. Kick back pretty firmly, press the floor away. Lift your chin a little bit if that would feel okay. Feel your throat open and fill that space with breath. Nice. And let's find longer levers. Your next exhale, release the right leg, stretch your right arm and right leg super long. Reach through your fingers and your toes, circle the wrist, circle the ankle. It's like you're sparkling right out the very tips of your body. One more deep breath. Nice, and then release all of that. Come around into table, into all fours. And once you're on hands and knees, tuck all your toes under and press back to put a little pressure on your feet. Remember, the speed and pressure of spring is it's such a fabulous force. Let's give a little pulse here. And we love to see it in nature. You know, we love to see that pressure that forces flowers, or it doesn't really force, but encourages, strongly encourages flowers to bloom. And let's keep on pulsing, but take your toes, let your heels fall apart and your toes point in toward each other. And then come forward, let your heels fall in and your toes point apart from each other. So really feeling all the ranges of motion in your ankles. And then make your way back to center with toes tucked under, hands under shoulders. Float your knees off of the floor. Long spine, hold this sort of floating table for 5 strong Ujjayi breaths. Let some energy and effort build here. Again, that feeling of strength, vitality, effortful. Harness your breath. And then lower both knees. Lift your right heel straight out back behind you. Keep the knee bent so your heel's close to your bottom. Top of the left foot down to the floor. Do a few hydrants here. Big circles with your right knee. Again, starting to build more heat and energy, more dynamic movement. Now, it looks like just the leg is moving, but pay attention to what is supporting, your body in order for that leg to move. Reverse in the other direction. Try to get the knee close to your belly. Let it brush past the other thigh. Make sure you get it high to the side. And then step your right foot on the floor, pointing toward the right with your right knee bent. This is for a kneeling side warrior. Come up tall on your left knee. So you have right foot out to the side, and then bend and straighten your right knee a few times. Lean into it and come back up. Spread your toes nice and wide. Nice. You might need to adjust your foot so that as you start leaning in and out, you might move your foot a little further away. So we're going to stay there and hold the lunge. Get your right knee right over top of your right ankle. Press the back of your right hand into either your knee or your calf, maybe closer toward your ankle. Reach your left arm way out and open. And feel this wingspan, right? The radiance from fingertip to fingertip. Now, left hand goes behind your head. Press your left elbow back and keep pressing your right knee open. So your right knee and left elbow as far apart from each other as possible. One more deep breath there. Nice. And then windmill, come back up, lean away from your right leg, lower your left hand to the floor, and with your right arm overhead now, a few big circles with the right arm. Anchor your right foot firmly to the floor. So we're mimicking basically the same thing you did with your hip joint in your shoulder joint now. You could bend your right elbow. Bring a sense of curiosity to how far can you move the arm around to generate a little more heat in the shoulder joint, deep in the shoulder root. And then reverse a few times in the other direction. You can relax your head here. You can press down into the ground in order to feel a strong sense of support. Fabulous. Let your right arm reach way overhead next to your ear. Line your head up with your spine now. Lift your right leg. 5 deep breaths. Super long line here. Press through your heel. Reach through your fingers. Push the floor away. Easy throat. A little more Ujjayi sound if you can. Remember the current. Build that current deep in your body. Feel the vibrations. Once you hold it long enough, you'll feel your muscles start to, really fire. Really fire. One more full breath. These are beautiful. And then lower your foot, lower your knee, come back into table, into all fours. Do a few cat cows as you exhale, round your spine. And as you inhale, extend. Do that a few times. Create as much movement through your entire spine, your shoulder blades, the heart, shoulder blades together. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. So, keep the back of your neck especially nice and long. Make your way to center. Let's bring the left knee out back behind you and circle your knee around. And keep the heel kind of close to your bottom. And this hip circumduction is such a beautiful thing. It's a pretty simple thing. It's a healthy thing to do each day. Circle in a way that you're really trying to, again, create heat, a little bit of friction, a little bit of effort, current, reverse in the other direction. If it's working, both arms are straight and strong. You always have the option, I should offer this on the other side, to lower the opposite elbow if you want to do that. Try to keep your neck long. Nice, and then step your left foot out to the side. Lift up tall, left toes pointing to the left knee pointing to the left, and bend and straighten a few times. Now your shoulders are still square, kind of to the front of your mat, the short edge of your mat if you're, facing that forward position. And then the left toes turn out. The next time you bend your left knee, sink into that as much as possible. Press the back of your left hand or forearm to the inside of the knee. Open the right arm way up. Think of really radiance here. That's such a fabulous word, like radiate out, just the way that sun, spreads its sunbeams. Sometimes it's a beautiful thing to see a sunbeam, but even if we can't see it, we know that it exists. Of course, it's daylight. Now place your right hand behind your head. Open the right elbow up. Breathe deeply. And feel both the gross movement here, right, the act of breathing, and the more subtle things in the background that happen. The radiance, the energy, the vibration. One more full breath. Beautiful. Press into your left foot, lift up tall, tip away from the left foot, land your right hand so softly on the floor, and start to circle now the left arm around. You can go in either direction. Keep the arm straight, bend the elbow, and let your head relax. Move in a way that lets you be super curious about the shoulder girdle. So the obvious is the arm is moving, which is fabulous. We definitely need our arms to reach out, right, in the world, to craft things, to hug people, to create. But we need the shoulder girdle, to support that root, reverse in the other direction. So I just feel like so much of life is like the tip of the iceberg. We see the arm moving, we're doing things out there, but what is happening like behind the scenes, deeper? Can you sense the shoulder girdle moving here? And then right from that really deep root that you just built a little heat, reach the arm way overhead. So of course your fingers are reaching. Then lift your leg and reach through your toes. And then let your mind's eye go up to the root of the leg, the root of the arm, and reach from there. Reach from your hip joint, reach from your shoulder joint. Use your breath to energize that, to warm it. Lovely. And then bring your hand down, bring your knee down, come back into table, into all fours. Tuck your toes under, hips towards your heels, unfold into down dog. And all those stretches we did through your toes, head now again and pedal out, bending and straightening one knee at a time. Let one heel sink to the floor. And feel how these practices, the postures, your breath, your awareness, your curiosity, how energy starts to build, encourages more vitality. Come to center, bring your feet together, stretch your right leg way out back behind you. And then bring your right foot halfway up on the mat, halfway between. You might need to bend your right knee, walk your left fingers back towards your right foot a little bit. This is just it's a pyramid pose. So fold your belly over your thigh. Relax your head. Get your belly on your right thigh. Walk your fingers toward the right and crawl your left fingertips out a little bit further if you can as you pull your left hip back. And then back to center where you started. Step the right foot back into down dog. You can shake your head or bend and straighten your elbows. Wag your tail again, something playful. Stretching out there, and then bring your feet together. Stretch your left leg way out back behind you. And then step it halfway up between your right foot and your hands. You probably have to bend the left knee a little. Walk your fingers back so you can shift your weight more to your feet. And fold your belly on your left thigh. Lovely. Relax your head, let it dangle. Walk your fingers a little to the right. Crawl your right fingertips out as far as you can. There's something there to feel. Can you sway a little? Maybe shift your hips to the right. Breathe deeply. Nice, and then come back to center. And then step back to down dog. And then slow as possible, with as few steps as possible, walk your feet up to your hands. Now your feet are in line with each other, toes forward, feet parallel. Bend your knees, belly on your thighs. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Catch hold of your arms and let your head and your arms relax. Let's build a little more energy. Let your fingers lower to the floor as you inhale, rise up halfway, half forward fold. Exhale, full belly to thighs. Reverse swan dive, open your arms wide as you press through your heels out to come up into a little back bend. And exhale, bring your hands home to your heart. 3 rounds of sun breath. Inhale, out and up, let the palms touch. Empty your lungs as you fold forward from your hips. Inhale, rise halfway and lengthen. Feel this very smooth flow of breath. Empty as you fold. Open your arms wide. Here's your radiate out through your arms, up through your head, lift and open and shine. And hands come home to your heart. Pause for a moment and let it all land. Let's move 2 more rounds. Inhale, sweep out and up and gather. Exhale, stay very long as you fold. Inhale to rise halfway and lift. Empty your lungs as you fold. And press down into the ground to reach out and up. Use your hips, your glutes especially, to lift you up. A little back bend. Bring your hands home to your heart. Pause. Really be willing to see and feel not only the obvious, you go for that more subtle sensation. One more time. Inhale, sweep up and lift. As you exhale, swan dive, fold out and over. Inhale to rise halfway. Exhale as you fold. Reverse swan dive, so we're out and up and open. Little back bend. And exhale, bring your hands home. Now place your hands on your hips. I'm going to build our pyramid from the top down. So step your right foot back about 2 feet and your toes are still forward. Clasp your fingers behind your tail. Reach your knuckles down, little sky gazer, lift your collarbones. And as you exhale, hinge forward, but keep your shoulders a little higher than your hips this time. A little more core strength involved as well. Hips and shoulders square, waistline's long, deep breath. Lift your knuckles as high as you can. Keep palms together. Very strong Ujjayi breath. Remember, the breath creates vibration, creates a current of aliveness, helps us to grow. Now reach back through your knuckles and out through the crown of your head. Release your hands, sweep them way up, a little back bend again. And then as you exhale, step up to mountain, arms long at your sides. Take a sun breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold all the way over. Inhale, rise halfway. Empty as you fold. Press through your heels out to come all the way up. Use your glutes to lift, a little back bend. Hands come home to your heart. And with your hands on your hips again, step your left leg back. Make sure you feel hips are level and, kind of facing your headlights, hip points facing forward, as well as your toes. The back foot sometimes turns out a little. If it's available, keep it forward. So you're going to feel a little more work on your internal rotators on that back foot or back hip. Hands behind, clasp in the awkward way. Opposite thumb and finger on top. Reach your knuckles down and sky gazer. Here, remember, back of your neck stays long, long, long. Now stay open through your belly as you fold forward into a jackknife. Shoulders a little higher than your hips. Lovely. Now breathe and fill all this effort, all this space, all this awareness with breath. Lift your knuckles as high as you can. Harness the breath to build more vitality, a little more flow of everything. Flow of air, flow of blood, flow of energy, flow of effort. Reach back through your knuckles and come all the way up. Release your arms, frame them up next to your ears. Step up to mountain and lower your arms. Now from the front or the center of your mat, give yourself a little room for maypole. Let your arms be loose and that twisting action. Nice. Let your hands tap your body wherever they will. We're going to take these same loose arms into breath of joy. So let your body come to stillness all by itself. Your feet are probably about shoulder width. Remember, you want to use your legs, the strength of your legs. Right? So loose arms now. They go forward, forward, side, up overhead, and down to the floor. 3 inhales. And a very strong exhale. This is a fabulous way. Get rid of all the stale, stuck energy. Not that any of us ever have any of that, right? Dump it out through your mouth. Feel the strength in your legs. 4 more. Last 2. These are lovely. Now let your arms come to stillness all by themselves. Whew. Place your hands on your low belly. That is a place of so much to explore there. Let your hands feel your belly, feel the shift that you've made through your practice. And affirm that everything that needs to move inside will move. along with this up and out energy of spring. And this long winter that we've all spent together, that we've imagined new ways of being, new ways of emerging. Now grab hold of your strap and double it, or probably whatever you have, a belt, a towel, but it's probably only as wide as your shoulders. So arms out, shoulder distance, and a pretty taut pull on your strap or your tool. Now turn your toes out for a goddess pose as well. Let's make sure your legs are in a good position first. So with your toes out, bend your knees and feel that your knees are over your ankles. So adjust your stride as you need to and straighten your legs a few times. So again, make sure your base feels good. This is a little bit of a balance challenge because your legs are externally rotated. I'm going to add some strength in your arms as well. So this is a big, heat builder. Pull your strap taut, reach your arms overhead. And that may be enough. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend your knees. So holding the strap overhead, inhale, straighten your legs. And keeping the strap taut. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. As you're ready, when you bend your knees, bend your elbows, pull the strap behind your head. And inhale, rise. Now remember, try not to move your head. Exhale, the strap goes either to the top of your head or behind your head, and inhale, rise. Now we'll do about 5 more of these. Sink as low as you can into your legs. Pull the strap as strongly as you can. Inhale and rise. Exhale, elbows go wide and back. Knees go wide and down and open. Inhale, rise. 3 more. Ujjayi breath. And this last one, I'm going to hold for 3 breaths. Bend your knees, pull the strap apart, press your elbows back. Easy neck, easy neck. Strong current of breath. Remember, seeds, the transmutation of seeds all occurs really in the dark. There's so much happening inside that. There's heat. And then on the inhale, feel this release as you rise up and let your arms lower. Turn your toes forward. Lay your strap down in front. Clasp your hands behind your back again. Reach your knuckles down. Now this time, bend your right knee a lot so your feet are parallel. Bend your right knee a lot and bow over your left leg, knuckles high. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, go the other way. Bow over the straight leg and the other knee bends. And do this a few times, kind of slow. Now, the tendency is to bow toward the straight leg. Go on the opposite side, so you'll bow toward the straight, the tendency rather, did I say that wrong, is to bow toward the bent knee. I want you to bow toward the straight leg. Use the Ujjayi breath. Find this nice steady pace. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to fold over the straight leg. 1 more. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to fold over the straight leg. Now inhale and come all the way up tall. And release your hands. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And now reach down and grab your strap again. We're going to dangle it in your left hand. And reach your left arm straight up next to your ear. Bend your left elbow. Let your strap dangle down your back. And with your right hand, reach up and give yourself a little help. Grab your left elbow and help yourself to point the left elbow straight up. Now, sometimes there's a tendency here to kind of arch your back. Okay, keep it out of your spine. Find the movement in your shoulder root. Your spine is neutral. Your hips are level. Your breath is smooth. As you point the left elbow up, you're probably going to feel a nice lengthening on the left lateral side of your body, like under your armpit, your lats, your teres major, all those guys there. Now keep your left fingers where they are. Reach your right arm forward, palm down, shoulder height. Move the shoulder or the arm forward and back. Remember, it's not just about the arm moving, it's the shoulder girdle. You can probably feel with your left fingertips, your shoulder blade move away from your spine. And when you move your arm back, you feel your shoulder blade move towards your spine. Now, reach your left arm, or right arm rather, forward as far as you can. And keep reaching. You're going to carve a big arc down to the floor, wide, a little wide to the side. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going back, keep going back, keep going back until you hit the brakes and you're like, I got no more. Keep that position of the shoulder girdle. Bend your right elbow. Walk your right fingers up the strap and catch hold. Now you're trying to point your right elbow back and down and point the left elbow up and back. Turn your toes out again. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees. Goddess. Open your elbows wide, or open your knees wide. Point one elbow straight up. Excuse me, and the other elbow straight down. Long spine. One more deep Ujjayi breath. Now press through your heels, inhale and come up. Turn your toes forward, feet parallel. Soften your knees, fold all the way over. Point your left elbow straight down to the floor. Try to dial your tailbone and your right elbow straight up. One more deep breath there. Now to come up, press into your heels. Reach out through your left elbow, down into the heels, out through your elbow. Breathe, use your glutes, unhinge, come all the way up, lovely, and release your strap. Let it rest to the side. And bend, hands on your hips. Bend your right knee a lot with your feet parallel. And bring your fingers down toward the floor. Left hand in front of your right foot. Twist and open your right arm up. Wrap your right arm behind your back towards your opposite hip. Let your left ear drop towards your shoulder. And take a few deep breaths there. Nice. Feet are pretty wide, right? Pretty wide. Now unwind from that. Bring your right hand down. You're going to stay low through the center. Go right to the other side. So bend your left knee. And let the right foot move away so you feel, a pretty wide lunge. Right hand in front of your left foot. Twist first, stay long in your spine. Open the left arm up and then wrap your left arm behind your back towards your opposite hip. Help yourself to twist. So you're pulling with the right hand that's on the floor. Lovely. And reaching with your left hand. One more full breath. And then unwind, come back to center. Both knees are bent, hands to your hips. Point both elbows up in the air. Lift out through your head, all the way up, long spine. Okay, and then grab your strap for the other side. So this is Gomukhasana arms. And you can hold your strap in the right hand. Drop it down your spine in the back. Point your right elbow straight up. How far can you walk your fingers without any help from the other hand? Just kind of make a mental note, on how far down your fingers go down your spine. And then reach up with your left hand. Help yourself to kind of point that right elbow up and back a little bit more. Again, without arching your spine. So I often catch myself like popping my ribs forward to try to get more movement in the shoulder girdle. It's not in the ribs. It's not in your neck. It's in your shoulder girdle. Now reach your left arm forward and glide the shoulder blade forward and back a few times by reaching your fingers forward and then pulling your arm back. And sense that gliding motion of your shoulder blade on your rib cage. It's a very healthy thing. Now we need the protraction here. So reach your left fingers as far forward as you can. The shoulder blade moves away from your spine. Now feel the strength here. This is a very slow and deliberate movement. Create this big arc. Keep the fingers reaching as far forward as possible, and then they start to go down toward the floor. So your fingers are still reaching away, away, and down more, and down more, and down more. And those are your lower traps, which are usually need a little bit more love, a little more growth, a little more firing up. Move the arm back and back and back. When you can't go any further back nor down, then bend the elbow, walk your hand up your strap, get hold, point one elbow up and one elbow down. So the strap's going to help you. Sometimes you don't need the strap. I should mention that. If you can catch your fingers, you can totally, catch your fingers and help yourself to pull as well. Turn your toes out. Take a deep breath in. Settle into your horse stance or your goddess. Adjust your feet as you need to. Knees over the ankles. Press your knees open. Let some heat build here, both in the shoulder, in your hip joints, your legs, your lower body, your roots, and in your upper girdle. Easy neck and face. One more strong Ujjayi breath. Now on your inhale, press through your heels, lift up, straight legs, turn your toes forward, parallel to each other. Probably do need your strap to, most times, to fold forward here. So let your hands slide apart if they need to. Right elbow goes straight down, left elbow straight up. Trying to straighten your legs, but probably knees are a little bit bent because you still want your spine long. Take one more deep breath. Nice, reach out through your right elbow, press through your heels, come all the way up. Whew. And then release your arms, let your strap rest off to the side. Step up to the front of your mat into mountain. See what our sun breath feels like now. Inhale, open your arms wide. And then exhale and fold all the way over. Inhale, rise halfway. Place your hands down. Step back to plank. Probably a little different feeling in your plank after working with those shoulder energizers. Sense that your strength is coming from deep in your shoulder root. Take one more deep breath here. And slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Use your knees if you need to. And prop up onto your elbows for Sphinx. Press the tops of your feet down, reach your toes way back, draw your collarbones forward. You can feel this, when I mentioned we were doing that low circle with your arm to take it behind your back, as your shoulder blade glides down, it's all those lower postural muscles in your back that really bring a sense of confidence, uprightedness, helps to open through our chest. Just feel your shoulder blades gliding down. It's like two giant hands back there, giving you a sense of support and strength. One more deep breath. And then separate your elbows, lower your chest. Press back up into table, into all fours. Take a few circles here, easy circles of your hips all around your knees. And reverse, stay with a strong Ujjayi breath. Nice center, tuck your toes, hips to heels, lift into down dog, and breathe. Deep breath in, out through your mouth. Again, deep breath in, out through your mouth. One more breath in and out. Few steps as possible, as deliberate as possible. Feet walk to your hands. Fix your feet so they're parallel. Root through your heels, reverse swan dive. Inhale to soar out and up and open. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now sit into Utkatasana, into squat pose. Make sure your body weight is even in both feet. Sitting bones reach back. And open your wings, open your elbows in cactus. Yeah. So you can feel that as soon as you go there, there's those upper back muscles again. Your postural muscles are our sense of uprightness and support. Now circle the right elbow low and the left elbow high and crisscross them so that you're trying to point your elbows. Don't let your arms touch just yet. No touching. Point your elbows to the opposite sides of the room and your palms face your body. And then unwind and come up into cactus or standing tall. Keep cactus with your arms. As you exhale, sit back down into squat, Utkatasana. And now the opposite. Left elbow circles low, 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 low. Right elbow high, 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 high. They crisscross each other, no touching. Your palms face you, but you're trying to reach your elbows to the sides of the room. Feel the strength there, and then unwind and come up back to cactus. One more time. Sit deep into squat. Draw the right elbow low, low, low. Left elbow high, high, high. Crisscross, no touching of the arms. Point your elbows as far as you can to the sides. Now, stretch your arms out, point your index finger, and like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz, say, he went that way. And point as far apart as you can. Now, wrap your arms into eagle, and maybe the back of your hands touch, or you press your forearms together. Point your fingers forward like a little eagle beak, and round your spine down. Round, 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 round. And now inhale, push into your heels, come all the way up, unwind your arms, reach out, and let them float down at your sides. One more side. Arms in cactus. I always say cactus, but I do feel like it's more like you know, the bird's wings, right? When you open your elbows, feel how that kind of broadens you through the chest and help adducts your shoulder blades on your back. And as you exhale, sink into squat. You need to go the arms the other way. So left elbow low, right elbow high. Take your time. There is no hurry. Feel the work here and in crisscrossing your elbows without touching your arms. Holy smokes. It requires a big opening through the back of your heart. Now point your index fingers to the opposite sides of the room and try to keep crossing your arms and feel that work. Easy neck. And then move into your eagle arms. Cradle the top elbow. Press the back of your hands. Hook your thumbs. Like a soft vine, if you're going to try to wrap, you let your forearms be really soft and loose. Point your fingers, all your fingers forward like a little eagle beak. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Your butt goes back, your fingers go forward. And then finally, you round down into yourself. Nice tight little seed. Tuck, tuck, tighter, tighter, tighter. Press your heels, unwind, open, lift up, arms out. And let them float down at your sides. And just feel. Feel the energy you built from being curious and how you move your body, how you harness your breath, and then make your way to the front of your mat. And let's roll again. Inhale, open arms wide out and up. It's coming from your shoulder root there. Exhale, fold from your hips all the way over. Inhale, rise halfway, hands down, step back into plank. It's your final plank. 5 Ujjayi breaths. Press the back of your heart up to the sky, up to the sky. Easy neck. Lovely, lovely. One more deep breath. Softly lower your knees, child's pose, sit back. Let your arms wrap around your body towards your feet. If you can hold on to your feet, let that happen. It's a really cool sensation in our body. Your elbows will drop, your shoulder blades separate. And then this nice, tight, compact little seed of you. Breathe into your back. Now you're a much bigger seed now that you've taken human form, but you started as a couple of cells that started to build into this shape that was really microscopic at one point, this nice rounding. I just think it's so brilliant and fascinating to think of how much of the blueprint is there before we could ever have words, before we even had thoughts. There was so much encoded in ourselves. Round your spine up. I'm going to suggest we finish with fish. So stretch your legs out in front. Center yourself on the mat. And take your time to roll down. Feel the journey from being upright to slow, kind of melting, to roll your body onto the ground. And once you land fully, and stay right there for a couple of breaths. You haven't been in this position yet. Feel it now. Feel the back of your heart. Feel the shoulder girdles. Legs nice and heavy. Now, any posture that is calling to you to close with, you are welcome to do. As I mentioned, I'm going to suggest fish, Matsyasana. So if you want to work with fish, legs out long, press your thighs firmly together. Walk your hands down the sides of your thighs. So you clutch the outside of your thighs. Your arms are quite active in fish posture, but more importantly, your shoulder girdle is quite active. So you press your thighs together, flex your feet strong, pull your toes back, press your elbows down and loft your chest up off of the floor. Yeah, to come into fish. And make sure you're pressing down really strong with your elbows and you're using your shoulder girdles. Both of those big giant hands of yours on your back are hugging toward each other to press your heart and your chest straight up toward the ceiling. Take 3 more deep Ujjayi breaths. Keep the back of your neck long. And every inhale, that sense of expansion, right? Of growth, of up and out. Keep lifting and shining and radiating your chest out and up. When the next exhale, press into your elbows just enough to lift your head. Beautiful. And let your chest come down. And then your arms open to the sides. And be held. Held by gravity. Breathed by nature. No control of your breath at all. The hardest part here is to stay present and watch. This is an interesting thing as we build energy on our mat. We kind of have like a little built-in governor. All that encoding, when we were born. There's a height of energy that we're just used to only feeling this much energy. And sometimes on your mat, you build more energy. You feel more aliveness, more vibrancy, more radiance, whatever you want to call it, more of that surge of pioneering energy and up and out and growth. And you're like, woo, expansion. But that governor that is somehow built in, it wants to shut it down. There's this beautiful thing that, that is unique to all humans. We want to expand and we want to grow, but we also want to stay the same. And that built-in governor, when you build too much energy or you build a fair amount of energy that is enlightenment, radical change of perspective, there's something inside that says, oh, no. I want to distract you. I want to shut that energy down because of whatever reasons. That is our work in yoga. is to harness prana, not only to feel healthy and vital and do our work in the world, but also to grow free of conditioning, old ways of being, to emerge, especially this spring, with a radical change of perspective. So I'm going to close our class today with a poem from Dana Fouts, From Root to Bloom. It's one of my favorites for this time of year. It's called Receive the Wind. She says, receive the wind, the howling wind, the whistling, moaning, keening wind. And she blows in without proper introduction. She cleans all corners of their cobwebs and throws the pine limbs into a fine frenzy, and then disappears with no farewell. Take in the unstoppable wildness, the ardent, untamed strength. Her great gusts don't discriminate as she sweeps away the clutter of past seasons with a spirited, fierce grace. And there's so much that we learn from nature. It's such a fabulous thought to embody, very much like the wind, the great gusts that don't discriminate as she sweeps away the clutter of past seasons with spirited, fierce grace. Let's take a slow, deep breath in and fill your lungs up. Pause for a moment and feel fullness. And without hesitation, let it go. With spirited, fierce grace. Move in any way that feels right to you to ease yourself over to your favorite side for a few breaths as you transition from stillness and quietude on your mat. Roll to your side to take a moment to acknowledge the trillions and trillions of brilliant cells in your body, and that they know exactly what to do with whatever you dug up in your practice. And then ease your way up to seated. Root your hips down. Elongate your spine. And bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. In this universal and timeless gesture of honor, respect, adoration to all that is, especially the subtle. Do you nod your head toward your heart and all that resides inside? I thank you for showing up and shining bright. May we all live and love fully. Lean into our experiences with every fiber of our being, and then with spirited, fierce grace, step back and let them go. Namaste.